So the two-way will give you about 1,230 something feet. So in that sense, that particular car is going to be moving. So if you have a tank, okay, and the tank, you can see the tank, let's say 50 or 70 liters, and it is a diesel tanker. And if you can fill it for 70 liters or 75 liters, multiply. So if that tanker will have to fill and move from Accra to, let's say, Kumasi or midway of Toshima, then you have to top up again before you get to Tamale. Let's say it uses 1.5. So if the full tank is 75 and it uses 1.5, it means that it's going to be using about 110 liters to be able to, or 112 liters or so, 12.5 liters to be able to get to Tamale. So multiply 2 Ghana cedi by 112 or 113 liters. How much are you going to be making? Obviously, you are going to be making in excess of, let's say, 300 and something. I'm just giving a hypothetical statement, which I know they do more than that. But, so you are going to be making about 300 and something Ghana cedis or 400 and something Ghana cedis just for one trip. So if you come back again, he makes that amount again. So let's say in a month, he's able to move like 10 trips. So if your month is that like 10 trips, multiply that amount of money by 10 trips in a month. So you can imagine how much money the transport or the village company is going to save as a result of the government subsidy. If you take the return buses and co, they are also going to have similar impact. Now the question we ask ourselves is that the individual who is the end beneficiary, who uses the return bus, and the small scale businesses who also uses the village companies, what is going to be the total reduction in terms of transport price based on the gains that the village company or the transport company is making? Are they willing to share that benefit? The government passes its own funds. Are they willing to share that benefit with the small-scale business? In economics, we have something we call tax burden. Okay, so if there is a subsidy, what burden? So that subsidy burden can also be shared with the final consumer and the owner. So if government is willing to offset for you, then you should also be willing to share with them. So now look at this particular thing. So if the village company or the transport company sees the transport to be price inelastic, they are going to give a very small portion to the final consumer and keep the rest of the money. If they see it to be price elastic, in a sense that if there is a serious competition in the transport or the village companies, then it means that they are going to be forced to give more of the surplus, to the final consumer. So the consumer surplus is going to be very high when the good is elastic. If the good is inelastic, the consumer surplus will be low, and the producer or the owner surplus is going to be high. This is where the distribution will come in. This is more technical, but I hope our listeners find it more understanding.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yes. So you asked a technical question, so you will repeat a much more technical answer.
Right. Anyway,
you are looking at the direct benefits in terms of the decision.
Yeah.
So that direct benefit in terms of the decision is going to be paid. Level 200 economic students will even understand this because that's a very basic economic intuition.
Right.
And that notwithstanding, most of our listeners are not economists. So we break it down now. So if the owner of the vehicle knows very well that people don't have an option to get other vehicles, they will not give more of the subsidy to them. They will keep more of it and give them small. But if they know that they have other alternatives available for them to go and bought, everybody will be rushing for customers. And for that matter, they'll be reducing their price for people to have access to. That's a simple explanation to the point I'm making.
You're making.
So this is how the benefit is going to trickle down to both consumers, businesses, and the owners, transport operators, and all of that. So it's a very government subsidy or government taxes are very interesting dynamics to always explain in terms of economic analysis.
Right. Right. Look, there's also one point that has been raised, but let me just ask you this before I come there. Now, in theory, we all know that lower fuel costs should reduce operational expenses. In practice, how quickly do businesses typically adjust to such changes?
Yeah, so like I told you earlier on, businesses start to effect takes very long time to do so.
So
the government may have this impact coming. It takes long time.
Right. So Doc, if it takes long and this relief has got to do with just 1 month, how do we juxtapose that, or how do we reconcile that?
The benefit to consumers is that prices are going to be stable. That's all. You shouldn't expect a magical overnight outcome. If you remember the last time when I spoke on this network regarding similar issue, when we were looking at when the prices were going up, we had a discussion. Then I told you that the transport companies should not be in rush to go and increase their price.
You did.
If you remember that.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I told you that. And indeed, they listened. They didn't rush to go and increase their prices. They waited. So when they waited and this policy came in, they made it, because the second window again, the thing went up. They now made a move to go and increase the price. And the government stepped in and give a subsidy.
Yeah.
Do you understand the point?
Yeah.
So that is a dynamic that it went through. So for that matter, at that time, prices of the prices of the transport didn't go up, and food prices or prices of other commodities will also not go up, because all of them rely their price change based on energy prices or based on transport prices. This is what most of them rely their changes on. So if we don't see instantaneous change in prices, we should also not, like, as a result of increase or a decrease, we should see a stable prices in the end.
Yeah, but so the question is that, so since this intervention is just for 1 month, does it mean that, what does that really mean?
Oh, but they say intervention is 1 month. It's subject to review. So let's say global energy prices are coming down. Even as you see right now, the global prices have come down to about $90. It used to be $112. Now it's about $90. And the streets of Hamas have been open now. So you should expect that.
Doc, the last time I checked, it's been closed again. Earlier this morning. Yes, but earlier this morning, we're told that it's been closed again. Yes, I understand the U.S. seized some cargo ship from Iran and all of that, and so it's been closed again. So it means that chances are that prices are going to rise.
So once it was opened, you had prices dropping.
Yeah.
So chances are that maybe their negotiations are still ongoing. So let's look at what will happen in the coming days. If in the coming days the street opens again, it means that that street is not just about poor business. It affects other, other village, other street movements, etc.
Yeah.
You get the point. So since you have that impact on other street movements, other street costs will lower as a result of the opening of that particular street. So let's look and see that. So international dynamics will play a critical role in the pump prices of fuel in Ghana. So let's not be so much in haste to see the immediate pass-through effect of this particular policy. But we should see it as a policy that is going to bring stability in terms of prices of goods and services, especially volatile prices of products. that usually trigger other inflationary tendencies.
All right, I see. So let's moving on to, you spoke about the consumers and the fact that they are going to benefit depending on whether the space in which they find themselves or where they want to do business, there's demand and all of that. Now we know that. Okay, well, first of all, let me ask this one: what exactly determines whether a business decides, okay, apart from the issue you spoke about the demand and the supply, is competition strong enough in our markets to force price reduction? I think you spoke about that a little bit, but if you can throw some more light on that, I'll be very glad.
Well, the competition we are seeing in our market, if you go to VIP today, okay, VIP station today, you will see that so many people are there to take the buses, okay, because they have branded themselves very well, and they tell you that they can deliver on time, etc. Look, sometimes more parcel I want to send to other places, I go and come around in a circle, I'm not able to find alternatives. I'll just finally have to go there. And they will charge me any price they want to charge, especially the drivers. So I don't see so much competition in the sector. Okay, they are trying to, even though it's not a mere monopoly, it is still a perfectly competitive market. Monopolistically competitive market, let me put it that way. But then, or even a perfectly competitive market, because of the number of operators in the sector, anybody can buy a vehicle and enter into the sector. So we should have sharper competition. If competition should flow on, as I told you earlier on, it will force prices to come down. But if you don't have many more viable competitors, they will not bring prices down. If you go to UK, all right, UK has some shuttle services, intra-city services. And those intra-city services, I can buy a ticket today of, let's say, in and out of, let's say, 10 or 20, 25 pounds. Maybe let's say last year I was there, and a colleague of mine was there in 2022. When we went last year, we paid the same amount of money she paid in 2022. To the same place and back. That should tell you something. That should tell you that there is control in terms of people movement, there is control in terms of government don't even have data on the way people travel. If you go to the VIP, they don't keep any digital records. They do with the old system of traditional method. And even with that, government cannot even charge them the appropriate taxes. Can you imagine how much they are drawing away from the place? And government cannot even charge them appropriate taxes. There is no any serious ministry, especially Ministry of Transport, has not been able to enforce a system in place for them. So where lies the competition? Competition only comes in when the regulator ensures that people do the right thing. When they do the right thing, at least, and pay the right taxes and all of that, other competitors can have their leeway. So government regulation is very important in ensuring competition. If you look at DSTV and the Ministry of Communication,
yeah,
you remember that there was a serious tussle between them and all of that.
Yeah.
The ministry wanted to enforce the regulation and other things. In the end, there was a win-win situation. So the Ministry of Transport, if they are listening, they have to sit up. Whoever the minister is, will have to sit up and do the right thing. If they get to circle and ensure that all the transport companies, the individual transport companies operate in a very efficient manner, such a way that the fact they are revenue, they track everything, and collect the appropriate taxes, competition will come in. Others who are not getting more competitive will get more competitive because others are taking advantage of others in the market. So it's not just about sitting down to negotiate prices between transport unions and the ministry. It's about going to the ground and working and ensuring that the right thing is done. They should work in collaboration with GRA to get some of these things done. This is a free consultation. We know how much you can write out of the place.
Right. Okay, Doc. So maybe as we try to wrap up now, for business owners who are listening to us right now, how should they approach this moment? Specifically, should they cut prices, reinvest, or rebuild margins?
Well, this is a short-lived policy. Okay, that is why the businesses will not cut prices instantaneously. That's actually the past way is to take time. So, but they will not increase price. But then, the businesses should use the advantage of what they are having to increase their production efficiency so that they can produce more and sell more and pay more taxes and employ more people. That's what the advice I will give. They should use this as an advantage to increase their productivity. And they should look at the productivity before and the productivity after to see, okay, fine, when the policy was implemented, this is the impact we are having. When the policy was withdrawn, this is the impact that we are having. They should be able to analyze before, within, and after interventions to see how this particular intervention is impacting our business. And one thing about Africa is that we are not so good in analyzing the implications of policies on the yes.
Why do you say that?
Analysts. We don't have in-house analysts, and most businesses are not ready to pay any analyst to do any work for them. They are not ready. They see that to be like, oh, it's not an issue. But to add value to your business, you need to get knowledgeable people to help you add value to your business. There was a research that I was doing. Surprisingly, close to 50% of the businesses don't even have an accountant. Can you imagine that? So what are you doing? How do you account for your business? How do you do your quantity valuation? How do you do etc.?
Right. Look,
How
okay.
do you keep your record?
Right. Okay, Doc. As we try to wrap up, maybe in summary, if you had to summarize in, everything in one line, right now, maybe tell us who is really benefiting more, businesses or consumers? In summary, before we go.
Can you come again?
Yeah, who is benefiting more? Is it who is really benefiting more? Is it the businesses or the consumers?
Oh, the businesses are benefiting more. As for the consumer, your benefit is highly marginal if it doesn't reflect a reduction in price for you.
Doesn't what?
If it doesn't reflect a reduction in prices for you, your benefit is highly minimal.
I see.
How many of us use diesel vehicles? We use petrol vehicles.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
The direct benefit that comes to us is very small. That is the first way. The government knows what they are doing. They are targeting the businesses, not the individuals. And the businesses are supposed to expand and allow it to be a trickle-down effect to the businesses. There is something called a circular flow
to the consumers
in economics. Yeah, circular flow in economics. The circular flow should allow us to benefit in the end. But this is a short-lived policy. So in the end, because the individuals are the people who are providing the factors of production. We provide the capital and provide the labor to feed the industries. And the industry intend to pay us. And we receive rent for what we do. So we also benefit on another round, but our benefit is minimal as compared to the business.
All right. Okay, Doc, thank you very much for your time. I think it's been a very good conversation. I'm really grateful that you made time to join me this morning.
It's a pleasure having you guys. conviction.
Okay.
Okay.
Please do
Thank
enjoy
you. Have a nice day.
You too, sir.
Yeah.
You see. All right. Okay. So that was Dr. Jabir Mohammed. He is a senior lecturer of finance and economics at the University of Ghana, and he joined us this morning talking about the fuel price relief. Who exactly is benefiting more? It says that businesses are going to benefit more, but it should be able to trickle down to consumers as well. And so that is that. In terms of the timing, whether it was something that is economically necessary or it was just something related to political timing, he says that both of them, there's economic necessity for government to reduce or intervene in that regard, but also it is also going to benefit them politically, and so that is that. So there are some other things we spoke about. If you missed any part of the conversation, you are free to visit our social media platforms. We're on Facebook at ZFMGH and also on YouTube at Z Multimedia. Go and play back the interview just so that you can get a grasp of what we discussed this morning. But that will be all for the Business Breakfast on Z this morning. We are back again tomorrow with some more interesting conversations. Please keep listening to Z 101.9 FM, your lifestyle, leisure, and business platform. Until we meet again, please keep listening. When you think Ghana, think Z. I'll see you tomorrow. My name is Nitra B. Hammond. Up next is the Brighter Side with Jeremy Okoria Mako. Bye-bye.